Okay, Fibonacci analysis, right, or the Fibonacci charting tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how the Fibonacci charting tool works, and I'm going to show it to you with the awesome oscillator on the chart. Because for the bull FX forex trading strategy, we trade the Fibonacci much different to how it is usually traded, because we use the awesome oscillator to help us get um, the exact swing high and swing low points of the Fibonacci, just like we explained in the guide to successful forex trading. So to find the Fibonacci trading tool or charting tool, we're going to go up over here, and it says draw Fibonacci retracement, right? You can also find the Fibonacci tool if you go to insert, and you will see it says Fibonacci, and you select retracement, right? But for this purposes, we are going to be clicking it over here because it's just much easier, because it is right in front of you on the chart. So it's very convenient to just go over here and click. So before I go and actually open up the Fibonacci, I've just got to show you how I am going to be drawing the Fibonacci on the chart. So the way that we find our swing high and swing low points of our Fibonacci with bull FX is that we use the awesome oscillator. Okay, so as we go to the awesome oscillator, you would see that the most current crossover of the zero line is this point over here. Right, we are now above the zero line. So when that happens, we have to go to the previous crossover, or where the awesome oscillator crossed over from, which would be this whole area over here, where the awesome oscillator was below the zero line, right? And the one before that, where the awesome oscillator was above the zero line. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to the previous crossover, right? So this would be the current crossover of the awesome oscillator, right? This whole area over here we just crossed over, and now it is above. This would be the current crossover. So our previous crossover would be over here, where we went from the top to the bottom, right? Just before we went to the top and formed our current crossover. So just to show you, that would be this crossover over here, from this peak to any of these peaks over here, right? As long as we can identify this actual previous crossover. So we are not going to be drawing our Fibonacci from these two crossovers, right? From this crossover at the bottom to our most recent area where we are now on top. We have to go one step back to this previous crossover or completed cycle of the awesome oscillator, from the top to the bottom, and then to where it went to the new current price. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be identifying this crossover, right, as the area of how we're going to be drawing our swing high to swing low of our Fibonacci on our actual candlestick chart. So as we have this point over here, we would move up and we would see that it falls in this peak area over here on our candlestick chart, right? And then we see that here, where the awesome oscillator is below the zero, we've got a all-time low on the candlestick chart that is over here in this area. And so this is the lowest point on the candlestick chart, where the awesome oscillator was below the zero. This is the highest point on the candlestick chart, where the awesome oscillator was above the zero. So we're then going to be drawing our Fibonacci from this point down to this lowest point over here, right? So we're going to be choosing the lowest point, so the lowest wick that we can find, and the highest wick or candlestick that we can find in this area over here. So let me just remove this line. Now we will go to our Fibonacci tool, right? The retracement tool. We'll click on it. We'll bring it over to this high point that we identified over here. We will then click, right? We will left click and we will drag the tool all the way down to our lowest point that we have identified, right? That the awesome oscillator has helped us identify. We then let go and we see that our Fibonacci trading tool has now appeared. If you can see that we've got a dotted line over here on our Fibonacci tool, which shows us the wave or the path that we used to draw our Fibonacci tool. If we actually click on this dotted line, we will see that 3 white dots will appear. These dots allow us to move our Fibonacci around. So if we click on the middle dot, it allows us to move our whole Fibonacci around, right? If we click on the bottom dot, that allows us to adjust the bottom area of the Fibonacci, right, just so that we can fine tune it a bit. And if we click on the top dot, that allows us to adjust the Fibonacci above, right, just so that we can fine tune it to get those accurate areas mapped out. So now that is how our Fibonacci appears on the chart, and you will actually see that we've got our price levels falling on these different Fibonacci percentages. As we explained previously in the Guide to Successful Trading, the Fibonacci range falls in between the 0 and the 100, which is up here. So this is essentially the range that you want to be measuring, right? So if this is an impulse wave like we previously explained in the guide, then we are then measuring this wave over here, which is the corrective wave, to see on which Fibonacci level this wave will then fall on or stop at, right, and form a reversal and allow us to enter the market. One important indicator that the Fibonacci tool helps us with is that it helps us identify support and resistance areas. Right? If your Fibonacci tool is drawn correctly with the help of your awesome oscillator, you will find that all these different lines or Fibonacci percentage levels forms a support and resistance area where you can see the market makes small reversals or finds support and resistance, right? So that is a very beautiful thing that the Fibonacci tool shows you, right? So you can see the Fibonacci tool is actually very helpful. So that's how we use the Fibonacci tool with full FX, right? When we use Fibonacci, we have to use it with the awesome oscillator. That is the only way that our strategy will work, right? So when we have the Fibonacci tool drawn on the way with the bull FX strategy, we then use these different Fibonacci levels as support and resistance levels, right? So when we hit these different levels and form a reversal pattern, we then look for buying or selling opportunities. So as you can see, we are at the 23.6, which would have then been a resistance level. If we didn't break through it, we would have then looked for a reversal pattern and opportunities to sell this market, right? To sell it down. But as you can see, we broke above the 23.6 and our next support and resistance level is at the 38.2, and you can see the market actually forms strong resistance and support at this level. So the market will most likely rise towards the 38.2 level, right? Whereby we will then again look for a reversal pattern to see if there's any opportunities to sell, right? But as you can see over here, there is an opportunity to buy as well to the next support and resistance level. So that is how we use our Fibonacci tool with full FX. We will then be showing you the extensions. So as I click on the right hand side of the screen and I actually scale it down a bit, right, make the chart a bit smaller, you would see that we still have the 100 level over here and we've got the 0 level over here. But above the 100 level, we then have a 140 or 114, we have a 123.6, we have a 138.2, and as I scale it down a bit more, we have a 161.8 as well. And as we scale it down a bit more, we've got a 176.4 and a 200 and a 238.2 as well as a 261.8. So those are known as the Fibonacci extension levels, right? We've also got extension levels on the opposite side, right? So on the opposite side, below the 0, we've got our minus extension levels. So as we scale down again, we will see that we've got a minus 272 extension level, right? We've got a minus a 0,618 extension. We've got a minus 1. As we scale down further, we've got a minus 1.618. We've got a minus 2. And we've got a minus 2.618 as well as a minus 4.286. Right, so those are the extension levels. So you can see that on either side of the 0 and the 100, we've got Fibonacci extension levels. So basically what happens between the 100 and the 0, right, at these levels between the 100 and the 0 will determine whether we'll be buying or selling, and whether we'll be buying or selling towards the extension levels that are on either side of the 100 or the 0, right? Those would be our projection levels, where we would set our take profits.